Hello everybody, my name is Andrew Davis and continuing my 30-team review for the upcoming 2014 MLB season, we are in the National League West with the San Francisco Giants under manager Bruce Bochy. Key additions, Michael Morse from the Washington Nationals, Tim Hudson, starting pitcher from the Atlanta Braves, and they did re-sign Tim Lincecum and Hunter Pence. Key losses, former starting pitcher Barry Zito, Andres Torres, and outfielder Jeff Francoeur. Keys to the upcoming season for the Giants. They need a big year from Brandon Belt. He is the first baseman, if you guys don't know that. He's their starting first baseman. He's been for about 2-3 years now, I think. Ever since Aubrey Huff was gone, pretty much. He needs to have a big season for this offense. Not saying the other guys won't have a good season offensively. He needs to pick up the pace. He's a first baseman. He is meant to hit for power. He needs to start hitting for power. And second point, Pablo Sandoval. Now, he was injured for a good portion of last season. He was having his ups and downs. And even when he was playing, he didn't have that great of a year anyway, overall offensively. Or defensively, for that matter. He committed multiple errors. The only thing I have to say for Pablo Sandoval is he's got to get back to where he was like 2 or 3 years ago from that World Series team. He has to get back to that point. My third point. How is Hunter Pence going to be? Now, Hunter Pence is an interesting story. Obviously, I like him. He was on the Phillies about a year or two ago. I liked him when he was there. Sadly, we traded him away to the Giants. But from a baseball fan standpoint, I think Hunter Pence is a good player. I don't think he's the greatest, but I don't think he's the worst. He can hit for power. He does show signs of that. And he has a very different way of batting. If you ever noticed him batting, he always looks for traction. He always scrapes on the ground with his cleats and everything, and he tries to get a firm grip onto the ground. The reason he does that, for the most part that I understand, he does that so he doesn't have to move his legs barely at all. He barely moves his legs. He picks up his front foot a little bit, obviously, because that's just how you're supposed to do it. He does a little bit, and then it looks like he's like whacking at something, almost. And throughout his career, he has done fairly well with that type of batting stance. However, I don't think it's going to work this year. Something about it. Do I think it's different? Do I think it's cool? Yeah, I think it's neat. I like it. But I just don't think that it's going to work. I think he's going to have a pretty bad season unless he changes that. So, overall review of the Giants. Some people aren't going to like me for saying this, but I have them in 4th place. Now, everyone's saying, well, they've been in the World Series for how many years straight now, and this and that. And yeah, they didn't make it last year, and whatever. I'll tell you why. If you've seen any of my other National League West videos, I can tell you that I love the Padres this season. I think they're going to be very, very good. They're going to be the biggest surprise out of any team in Major League this year. Not just National League, but American League also. I can guarantee you. And when I'm wrong, you guys can comment and tell me that I was wrong. That's for you guys. But it's going to be a toss-up for 3rd and 4th between the Diamondbacks and the Giants. So, I mean, pick and choose. I just think the Diamondbacks will do a little bit better. Because there's a lot of big names on the Giants. I mean, Buster Posey, Brandon Belt, Marco Scutaro, Pablo Sandoval, Michael Morse, Angel Pagan, Hunter Pence, and they have an unreal starting pitching rotation. What, you have Matt Cain, Madison Bumgarner, Tim Lincecum, Tim Hudson, and Ryan Vogelsong. I mean, that's a pretty good pitching rotation, if you ask me. And then Sergio Romo obviously closing out the games. But overall, I think it's a great team. I just don't think it's going to be enough. It's going to be a very, very close race at the halfway point. I don't think it's going to be a close race at the end of the season. But halfway point, I think it's going to be very close. I can see the Giants almost being in second or first at the halfway point at the All-Star game, at the All-Star break. But they're going to falter, and eventually they won't be able to keep up with the other guys, and they'll finish in fourth place in the National League West this upcoming season. Thank you very much.